Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Skies of Arcadia Legends. Alright, so last time we stopped by Crescent Isle, we paid a couple guys a lot of money, but we have made it our base and we've also upgraded our ship. We picked up a few new crew members, picked the flag, all the usual stuff you need to do once you get a new ship. If you look closely, actually, you can see that our ship's gotten a little bit of a paint job as well. It's a lot more blue now. Remember, it was kind of purplish whenever we took it out of Balua, I guess to match Enrique's color scheme, because, well, it was his ship. But anyway, now that we've received some upgrades to our ship, we're going to be able to go quite a few places we couldn't before. And you can probably guess what that means. Yes, we're going to be picking up quite a few discoveries. Before we head out, though, I'm going to go ahead and equip the white map on Vice, so that way we can have, a little bit less encounters while we're doing all this stuff. It'll just make it go quite a bit faster and, give me a lot less hassle to have to go through. Alright, so first we're going to stop by where the Skull Rock discovery is. You can see it's right there. We're pretty much going to head north from here. Now this one we might have been able to get before, because I don't think there was anything blocking us off from it. Let's see, it's invisible and it's just kind of in this area, so you kind of just have to sail around a bit until you find it. I don't know. See, it's like I said, it's a little bit trial and error, I think, but it's pretty much right by the Sky Rift, and it's just about this high in the air. There it is, the balloon flower. Like I said, there's no landmarks or anything, so you just kind of have to search for it. This is a curious plant whose colorful fruit sways in the wind like a balloon. When the thin outer shell is popped, a sweet fragrance is released. It was often seen throughout the world in more peaceful times, but as of late, the fruits are seldom seen. Alright, so now that we have made our way up here, if we can turn around, that would be good, we're going to head to the north. You can see there's this big wall of clouds in front of us, but with our upgraded ship, we can pretty much sail right through it, just like it's nothing, no hiccups or anything. And now we're actually entering a slightly different part of the world that we haven't been to yet, because it's been pretty much blocked off. We do, however, have this big rift over here on the side. This is called the Dark Rift. We still can't get through that, even with our upgraded ship, so we are still kind of limited. You can actually see it if we kind of head over to the east a bit. You can see the skies changing colors a bit. We're entering, this is kind of the boundary between like a few different worlds, so it may change in appearance a bit. Alright, but we have another discovery just right across here. We got this big rock with this crater in it. If we check it, we find the giant squid nest. Sounds kind of creepy. We thought it was just a big rock, but when we threw the anchor, the huge eyeball opened up and these red legs came out of nowhere. We just ran for it and barely made it out with our ship in one piece, an anonymous sailor. Yeah. And west of the giant squid nest, I'm going to try to catch some of these fish, I guess. I don't know, it might be special. If we look closely, we can see it looks like something is sort of floating off in the distance here. And if we approach this thing, just run right into it for a bit. And as you can see, we're going to get thrust into a ship battle with it. This is actually one of 4 giant monster ship battles that we can take part in. And if you're going for Vice the Legend, and I think there's also another special title regarding these, you'll want to actually make sure you fight all these. Ah, that squid's huge. It's bigger than our ship. I've heard stories about a giant squid, but I never actually believed any of them. Alright everyone, battle stations. Alright, and here we go against Obispo. Now this guy is very, very easy. By this point, he really should not be any threat whatsoever, so we're just going to pretty much take on the standard strategy. It's really not going to be too hard. Let's just get some cannons going there. Let's focus up a bit. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to have Aka just use a torpedo and have it land on that turn, then we'll focus with the other two. It is going to attack us, but as you'll soon see, its attacks are so weak that it wouldn't even scratch the paint job on this thing, really, so you really don't need to worry about healing at all. It's just kind of, taking it out and building up your spirit, making sure you have enough to use the Moonstone Cannon when it's available. Alright, got a good couple shots in there, 9100 damage, not bad. And I think it's probably going to, yeah, Squid Ink. This is basically its attack. I don't know if I've ever seen it do anything else. 2,000 damage. I mean, to the Little Jack, that would have been significant, but the Delphinus has like 42,000 HP, so, 2,000, it's going to take quite a lot of hits to take us down. So at this point, we basically just float around. I'm focusing the rest of the turn. It's going to keep shooting more ink at us. It's like electric for some reason, I think. I don't know. And also, if you want to speed things up, you may want to consider using like Inkram or using an Apoax just to up your attack power. It will up your defense as well, but as you can see, that's really not necessary here. So this is one that just kind of takes a little while, because it does actually have quite a bit of health, and as you can see, we're not really getting a Moonstone Cannon turn here anytime soon. So, but we're gaining spirit pretty nicely, so let's just get this 10-inch coil, we'll move it through. I guess those 3 turns would be fine. And, see how much this does. Wow, okay, that does a lot more damage than I thought it would. Anyway, as you can see, if you do enough damage to it, eventually its legs start falling off, and I believe the crew will comment about this once the turn is over. But basically, aside from the health bar, that's kind of the marker that you're doing damage to it. Man, I did not think those that sub-cannon would do that much damage. Man, I guess I should be using that instead of the torpedoes, huh? Of course, it does use quite a bit more spirit. And again, as far as I know, I mean, it doesn't really get any more attacks. It doesn't get stronger as you weaken it or anything. So, you know, at this point, it's basically just follow the routine, I think. Ah, I missed. That sucks. Yeah, and at this point we're gaining quite a lot of spirit per turn as well. So, you know, that'll let us open up our arsenal a little bit more. Ah, doesn't that thing know when to give up? It's already lost 1 leg and it's still attacking us. That 1 tentacle alone could probably feed us for a month. What a waste. Yeah, I don't really know if you'd want to eat that, though. That seems kind of creepy to me, but... Alright, so we got the Moonstone Cannon turn coming up, so we should have enough spirit, really, no matter what we do. So let's just to play it safe, though, we'll only use the... well, forget it. We'll just do it for 3 turns. I think, actually, I'm not sure... Yeah, it can go 1 more, so I mean, if you want, you could sit here and, you know, do the cannon the entire turn, which would be pretty cool. But it does use up quite a bit of spirit. So we'll focus here, I'm actually going to go ahead and use... okay, well, I should use this at the beginning of the turn, but we'll use it at the end, it's fine. Pretty much just in preparation for the Moonstone Cannon. I mean, it should take it out anyway, but I want to just make sure that we're done on that turn. Ah, man, missed again. Alright, so there we go. We're all powered up and ready for our big attacking turn here. Vice, we're all awaiting your orders. What should we do? And here, swinging around behind it isn't going to do any good. Let's just maintain the present course. Maintain present course and speed. It's too soon to make a move. It appears that the squid can attack behind itself, so perhaps it may be best to try and get beside it. Good thinking, Fina. Alright then, maintaining present course. Yeah, it attacks from behind, so in this case, circling around behind would be the not good thing to do. Alright, I think, yeah, we can get a torpedo on that turn, so that'll work. It really shouldn't get beyond this, but we'll focus anyway, just in case. Even though we're still kind of behind it, I don't know. I don't really see us approaching from the side, but whatever. Oh man, it didn't quite get it. Oh, I thought it would. Oh well, 1 more turn, I'll take care of it. This battle, it can just take a little while because it does actually have quite a bit of health. So, but a couple more cannon shots and this thing will be done. We actually have another chance. You can see it's gonna let us use the Moonstone Cannon from here on out, so that's kind of interesting. But all right, that should take care of it. We shouldn't get beyond this. In fact, this shot might do it. Oh, maybe not. That's actually a lot less damage than I was expecting it to do. Okay, 1 more then. Oh, that's why I was using evasive action. Alright, there it goes. That takes care of it. Alright, so we finally defeated Obispo. Not that it was a threat to me or anything, it's just got so much health that, you know, you gotta chip away at it. And you can see we get a couple items from that, the alloy deck and the crystal ball. I don't believe the crystal ball is really important for anything, but the alloy deck is, of course, an accessory. It's going to be an upgrade from our current decks, which are basically all we have, you know, just to increase defense. Might as well. You can see the alloy deck is going to give us an extra 30, so nice. Alright, so now that we've taken care of that one, no fanfares or anything, doesn't really make a big deal, but that's one of our 4 giant monster battles defeated. Okay, so now we're going to kind of head back a bit. We're going to pretty much be scaling the globe here. I mean, we're all the way up here. We're going to be making a stop by Ortega. We're going to go by Pirate Isle. We're going to head... we're going to avoid South Ocean, actually, which is really nice. But we're pretty much going to head, you know, throughout most of the world. So we're going to be revisiting a few places and coming across a few more discoveries, so that's cool. Alright, so let's head back through the Sky Rift here and back into familiar territory. Now, we're going to sort of go along the northern side of the Lua here and head to the west. You can see there's kind of this snowy area, which is a little bit strange. I don't know, it seems slightly out of place to me. But there's some point around here that we're going to be able to find a new discovery. I thought maybe it was up there. And yes, of course, it's storming. Alright, I may have passed it, or it may just be on this section. Okay, yeah, there it is. This is the Stone City. Ruins of a settlement built into a solid rock wall with countless passageways connecting the dwellings. The homes appear to have been abandoned hastily, but no evidence has been found that explains exactly what happened. And again, I think this is one we probably could have gotten earlier, but one that I probably just skipped out on. I don't know, I do that sometimes, I guess. Oh, man, it's like pitch black here. I can't see anything. Alright, the next place that we're going to be heading is... oh, well, actually, I think I've almost forgot one again. We want to head pretty much right to the northwest from the Stone City. So let's just head back there real quick. Alright, and then we want to head basically northwest from here. I like using that as a marker because, as you can see, it's really dark here. And it can be kind of hard to find your way around. So if we keep going here... it is at least going to lighten up a little bit. And we're looking for a tiny island. And I think I probably have passed it. Yeah, okay, it's actually... I think I could even see it on the map there a bit. So let's just head back. Again, I mean, we're kind of just out in the open here, so, you know, it really is just kind of luck whether you stumble across it or not. I believe this should be what we're looking for. And yes, here it is. There is the Philosophy Stone. Though my body may age and the sun may set, the soul of a sailor still burns inside me. As long as I can dream, I shall travel the skies. As long as there are skies, my journey shall continue. Sailor's Philosophy by Anonymous. Well, what do you know? No one's getting credited on these things. So there we go. Nice little discovery there. Now let's head back. Now, the destination that we're going to is actually a place we couldn't have gotten to before. It has been referred to plenty of times. So I think we should be able to, yeah, just come around. Actually, that might be blocked off. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to have to head back over to the east. So, yeah, a little bit of sailing, but that's fine. Alright, we're coming upon our destination here. You can see there's kind of this opening that basically separates, as you can see, Nasser from Valua. I mean, this is literally the divider. This is the North Daniel Strait. It's been referred to before. You can see it's basically just like a vortex. It's this little ring of sky clouds, or sky rifts, rather. You can see it's just kind of right in here. And if we go over, I believe, to this part over here and kind of head down a bit, there you go. You can see we found the ship graveyard. This North Daniel route was once feared as the home of a monster that ate ships, but in reality it's an area where currents are so strong that the previous generation of ships lacked the power and hull strength to make it through. Yeah. I don't know why they would try to go through here with, you know, the dinky little ships they had, I guess, but brave the unknown. Alright, so our next stop is actually going to be all the way back down here to Pirate Isle. Thankfully, since you know, we can go through Stone Reefs, we can go through the Sky Rifts, we can pretty much just make a straight shot there. Of course, we're going to have to avoid the mountainous landscape around, but that's no big deal. So let's just head to the southwest here. And we're also stopping by a few familiar places, so if you want to stop by Sailor's Island, it's just going to be straight to the west from here. You can can stop by Dock if you happen to have any moonfish. You could also take the route we took before, like through that little tunnel and all that, but we're just going to go the cool way and pretty much go straight through everything. So here we are in Nasrad, and now we go through here, and we're back in the Pirate Isle region. So, once you get the ability to go through sky rifts, it actually is really cool, the kind of areas you can open up. Alright, so Pirate Isle, we need to head a little bit to the west from where I am, go through the sky rift. And here we are, so we're going to be heading back home for a bit. Seems pretty cool. Alright, so back on Pirate Isle. And if we stop and take a look, you can see it looks like they've rebuilt everything. Remember before they had gotten pretty much destroyed by the Fluid Armada, but it looks like everything's already back in top shape, so that's good to see. And of course we can do a few things here. You can get a free rest if you want. I don't think we really need it. Yeah, see, not really much at all, but if you want, you can stop by Vice's place and, you can talk to his mom. And we might as well, and it's good to rest at home every once in a while anyway. Oh, you're home. Did you want to rest for a little while? Sure, I could use one. Sure, I could use a little rest. Great, I'll prepare a nice dinner for you, okay? Just go upstairs and relax. I'll let you know when dinner's ready. See, it's always good to spend a night at home, so I guess I'll give Vice that one. I'm not really sure where Fina and Enrique are going to sleep. I guess there were some extra beds downstairs or something. Good morning. You just be careful out there, okay? Make sure you bundle up if it gets cold. Yeah. See, I guess there are a couple beds here. I guess then I don't know where Vice's mom would sleep, but oh well, it all worked out. It's fine. Alright, so the reason we're really here is to actually come down here and talk to Pal, if you remember. He's our old buddy from before. Pretty much like the town pet, I guess. Vice, we wanted to ask you to do something for us. We really wish we could go with you and help out, but we're still too young, I guess. Well, that's what our parents say. So instead, we want you to take Pal with you. He'll help you out instead. Pow! Pal has always been there for us. Whenever we needed someone to cheer us up, he was there. And we were just thinking that maybe if Pal could go with you, he could cheer you up whenever you needed it, I see. Well then, Pal, looks like you're the newest member of my crew. You hear that, Pal? Vice is going to take you with him. You're going to get to sail on that big ship with his crew. Pal! Pal's awesome. So he joined our crew as a jester, of sorts. Yeah, that's a new position that we get to learn about. So there we go. Pal has joined our crew. I guess that works, it helps morale and all that. Doesn't really have the capacity to help out on the ship, but oh well, we don't really need him to. And I guess while we're here, we could also go down and stop by, see if Dine is around. Can't hurt to talk to a few old friends and, your father and all that, so. Let's head on in. Looks like things are just as lively here as they were before. Still got this guy standing here. So yeah, I mean, none of this is really necessary. I guess it's just kind of for immersion purposes. We're going to stop by and visit the family. And I am curious to see what Dine has to say at this point. Now listen up, Vice. There are times when something other than brute strength or sharpness of mind is demanded of a man. Sometimes you have to have a firm grasp of the entire situation at hand. That's when you need to learn how to be a swashbuckler. Have we heard this before? I think we have. Yeah, I'm actually fairly certain that we did go through that dialogue. If so, that's really disappointing, actually. I figured he would have something different to say at this point, but well, I guess they probably didn't figure you would really want to go back here and talk to him again, Oh well, I guess that works. I guess we'll leave somewhat disappointed, but oh well. Alright, so let's head up topside again. That's basically all there was to do around Pirate Isle. I mean, really the only reason we came back was to get Pal in our crew. And now that we've done that, we can head back out. Alright, so let's make our way along the walkways. And you can see there's Briggs hanging around up there. Alright, and we can return to our ship from here. But I think this actually looks like a pretty good place to stop for now, so next time we'll continue taking a little bit of a world tour for discoveries and crew members. So, well, it should be fun. Till then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.